Hey everyone, Marvin here, and welcome back to Buddy Up Gaming. Terra Invicta is a deep, demanding 4X strategy game built around a fascinating question. How would humanity actually respond to the discovery of a hostile, technologically superior alien force? It's an incredibly complex game, but once you understand how its systems fit together, the way those systems interlocked can be absolutely gripping. In our Jupiter Rush series, we cover in full detail the optimal strategy for gaining an early edge against the true Goliath of this game, the aliens. In part 2, we talked through how to assess the quality of your start and optimize your opening turns, culminating in full control of the United States. In this video, we're narrowing our focus to the bare minimum infrastructure and technology required to send a ship to Jupiter. Speed is everything in the Jupiter Rush, and with these tips, you'll be on your way to the king of planets far faster than most runs ever manage. One of the biggest early constraints in Terra Invicta is reliance on boost. Boosting an outpost to the moon is manageable, but pushing infrastructure to Mars already takes more than a year, and sending anything directly to Jupiter using boost alone is completely impractical. The Jupiter Rush strategy sidesteps this limitation by sending a ship equipped with fishing kits instead. That doesn't mean the journey is cheap. Fueling a ship capable of reaching Jupiter is still extremely expensive, and that cost is something we're planning for from turn 1 of the campaign. From an early game technology perspective, the Delta V requirement to reach Jupiter is steep. Only 2 drives realistically meet the cutoff: the fission frag drive and the grid drive. The fission frag drive consumes fizzles, while the grid drive runs on water. To beat the aliens to Jupiter, our ship must be fueled almost entirely by resources available on the moon, with boosts covering whatever shortfall remains. There is another major requirement to factor in once we arrive. We need to build a space dock at Jupiter, refit our ship with a fission outpost kit, and deploy an outpost mining complex at our first Jovian base. That process requires all 5 types of space resources. Unless your moon rolls abnormally strong mining sites, Luna alone won't cover those needs. That means Mars is non-negotiable. Because of this, the Jupiter Rush isn't only gated by how fast your ship can reach Jupiter, it's also gated by how quickly you can complete your first mine on Mars. That's why your top research priority early on is finishing the High Thrust Probes project alongside the mission to Mars global technology. Once your probe to Mars is en route, you can shift focus back to the moon. Mission to the moon is the first global technology you need, but it's not something you want to rush immediately. Unlocking it allows rival factions to begin building outposts as soon as they complete their required projects. You can rush outposts to claim the best lunar sites first, but doing so comes with upkeep costs that directly reduce your boost income. The exception here is rolling a supermoon. If your moon has unusually strong mining sites and you don't need Mars at all, then by all means, grab every juicy site you can. Your next major milestone is space mining and refining, which unlocks the Outpost Mining Complex project. Ideally, you want this project to finish right as you reach 42 boost, which is exactly what you need to deploy your first mining complex to the moon. From there, mining complexes for Mars and any additional lunar sites can be supplied using space resources rather than boost, dramatically lowering their cost. While you do have some flexibility in timing the Outpost Mining Complex project, you don't want to delay space mining and refining for too long. This global technology is also a prerequisite for mission to Jupiter and industrialization of space. The situation you're trying to avoid is finishing every other global technology on your critical path, only to realize you're forced to waste one of your 3 global research slots on a non-critical tech because mission to Jupiter and industrialization of space aren't available yet. As you work through these global technologies, one extremely useful trick is to let rival factions help you, without letting them take control of the research direction. I usually start a new global technology with only a single pip assigned. Because my contribution is low, rival factions will often try to overtake me by committing more of their research to that slot. Spend a few days watching how much research they're investing, and then hover just behind them by adjusting your pips as needed. Once the technology is about 3/4 complete, reassign your research so that you overtake the leading faction at the end. Done correctly, this approach completes global technologies faster, while still letting you choose what comes next. Smaller, 1,000 cost techs like mass drivers or deep space propulsion concepts are perfect for this strategy, whereas rival factions are far less likely to contest massive techs like mission to Jupiter or industrialization of space. At this point in the Jupiter rush, you should have a clear picture of the minimum infrastructure and research required to make the leap to Jupiter before the aliens can contest it. You're balancing boost, space resources, Moon and Mars mining, and a tightly controlled global research path, all in service of getting that first ship where it needs to go. In the next part of this series, we'll shift our focus back to Earth. Specifically, we'll cover how to expand infrastructure after securing control of the United States, and why that economic and research growth is critical for unlocking the technologies you'll need to defend your positions, both on Jupiter and back home on Earth. If you found this guide helpful, be sure to like the video, subscribe to Buddy Up Gaming, and stick around for the next installment as we take the next big step toward Jupiter. Take care out there.